Precious metals are at a key level right here, especially gold. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this area of the market. We're starting with gold. What we have up on the screen is a 3-year chart. So we have 2019 over here. 2020, this was the low where we held that in key 1400 level. And off of that low, we created this bull flag and made that breakout in 2020. In 2021, we came back and we tested this 1670 level. We tested again halfway through the year around August, and here we are once again. The most important level going back to 2020 on this chart has been that 1670 zone. Gold has held above that the entire time, and one of the ways that you can take a look at this market is that we have been in a big, long trading zone between that 2100 and that 1700 level. So that big sideways rectangular box. We are right there right now. This is that do or die time here for the gold bulls. A break underneath of that 1670 makes this look a lot more like a double top pattern than that nice Darvis box. All right, the next major level of support underneath of that comes right in around that 1570 zone, and then you have a huge area of support back around those 2020 lows around that 1450 zone. When we back this chart up, when we look at this in on a monthly time frame, right, the monthly chart still looks good, assuming we can hold this zone, because what this looks like is you have that big cup, right, and then you've got that nice sideways range. This could potentially be a bull flag. Again, you have to break above that 2100 to get any sort of confirmation there. But this was also the zone that we traded at for a long time back in 2011 and 2012. When we made that breakdown underneath of that 1600, we basically had gold go nowhere for the next 10 years or so. So this is a really, really important level, not just on the daily time frame, on a weekly time frame, but also on this big monthly time frame chart as well. We really want to see that 1670 zone hold. Let's take a look now at silver and platinum. Silver, I'm going to clean this out so we have a completely fresh chart. Silver's chart, we're looking at this on a monthly basis going back to the 1970s. We've got a couple of really big, weird spikes that were in here. There was some cornering of the market that happened from the Hunt brothers and some other things. But if we put all that aside and we're just paying attention to this in on the technicals here, 1314 is this level that we haven't traded under in 10 years. The area that bulls really wanted to hold was this 21-ish zone, because we got that spike from 2008 up here, right? We have all this price action in 14. We got it in 16. This is where our breakout was. Silver is broken down. So gold, if we were comparing these two, is basically sitting right here on this line. Silver has broken down and has for the last 2 months, right? This chart doesn't look nearly as good, right? We had that cup. This is pulled back too far at this point in time to really give you any sort of, saying this is a bull flag kind of setup. This is just falling back down. The key with this is, I'm going to zoom in on a daily chart so you can see this. We actually are still at an important level. The big long-term chart does not look nearly as good as it did, but this right here is the zone that we had our breakout back in 2020, right? It's between 19 and 17. We had this trading area, and then we had that breakout. And the major breakout was back up in 21. But this was a quick push, and then that continued follow through. Silver needs to hold over $17. If it doesn't hold over this 17 zone, we've got a range back down around that 15 level, and then multi-year support in there at 14. And this would be giving back the entire move that it had up. Silver bulls really need to see silver hold right here in this zone with really no more downside, because, again, we break any lower, we've pretty much given back the entire move, and we really do run the risk of going back towards those that decade low there in that 14 zone, right? And that 14 level, I'm going to extend this out to the left. It's important, and this is what I always say, price is a memory. It's important going back to 1983, 2006, this zone. This area on the chart is important for the last 20, 30 years. We need to see this 14 level hold. but bulls really don't even want it to fall that far. End of this month, we're going to take another in-depth look at this and see where this monthly candle closes. This monthly candle closes up over that 19 level. That would be a constructive start to fixing this chart. Now, when we pull up platinum, platinum looks really bad at this point in time. We are basically trading back around those lows that we go all the way back to 2005. Right, this chart that I've got only goes up to 2004 here, but the 2008 lows are right around here. The 2019 lows are here. This was the coronavirus just, flash crash in on platinum. It sold off with everything else. But we're basically right there. We had no price appreciation. We were not able to get up over that 1300 level and hold. And now we're back on the bottom range of the last 10 years. Any more downside, and that really opens the potential for platinum to continue to see much lower prices. The do or die spot on this chart is right here at 770. Palladium, right, which took the place of platinum in catalytic converters, is part of the reason why this has seen such a strong run here over the last few years. The industrial use for it really, really increased. The level that's really important, we've had this drawn out on the chart now for years, is right in here at that 1600 level. That's where we get the breakout in 2019. That's that zone that we held in 2020. That's where we held in 2021 before making that next huge push. And here we are kind of right back in the bottom of this zone. So this 1800 to 1600 level is very, very key for the Palladium chart. And we're certainly watching this here. But this doesn't look like it's appreciating whatsoever. This looks like we have just basically essentially been trading in a huge range between really 3,000 and 1,600 here for the last 3 years, with neither the bulls nor the bears winning that battle. So the next key is really does the 1,600, 1,800 level hold? If it does, then you go back up towards the top of that zone. But for the bulls to claim any sort of victory in this market, you really need to be back up over that 3,000 level. Now, precious metals, copper is not a precious metal, but it is worth taking a look at here in this segment. Has given back from 460 all the way to that 330 zone. This is really, really key. That breakout that happened in 2020 was right here in at that 330 level, right? The big multi-month and decade breakout was at that 380 zone. We traded above it for a while in that nice box, and then the box broke to the downside, right? So if copper is giving us any indication of what metals might do, right? Gold sitting in that big box. Copper broke out of that box, broke back down. Now, it is sitting right there at that 330 zone, so this is the spot where bulls can turn things around right here. And so we're watching this very, very closely. Last but not least, can't talk about metals without also talking about the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar, part of the reason why we have seen such headwinds in this space, we have seen this really, really push over that 103. We back this up. We look at it on a monthly time frame, right? Big monthly breakout. But guys, we talked about this before. The key level, if we go back on this chart, right? What was the last key high back in 2002? It's right here, right? You got this zone, and then it rolls over from right here. Where do we run into? This monthly candle looks a little bit toppish at this point in time. Now, we're only the 21st of the month, so we still have some time left before this candle closes. But if you close back down towards the bottom portion of this range, this looks like a very bearish potential monthly candle, which could put that credence in, hey, dollar may have topped out. Maybe metals start to head back up, right? There is a lot that we still need to actually see happen. Nothing has been confirmed, but at this point in time, the gold market is certainly worth taking a look at very closely here, as this is a very, very, very key level. We're going to pay very close attention to this moving forward. I hope you guys have yourself a fantastic day. As always, I'll see you guys tomorrow.